Okay, it is a nice, beautiful sunny day, and the Dota games just finished. Two teams that I'm not my favorites made it to the finals, so that does kind of suck. Newbie lost to Fnatic. Damn it. Finals are tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. I'll check after. But I've been thinking about that Korean restaurant this entire week because it was so good the other time that I went, and I didn't realize you could order more sides for free. So I'm going to take advantage of that now. It's 12:30 now though, so I really hope it's not going to be overly crowded. It's Saturday though, so I kind of feel like I might be making a mistake going this early, but you know what? Maybe if it is crazy, I'll figure out something else in the meantime. Going to bring my book with me. I can't wait to read more of it. Hi, so I just making sure nothing is in my teeth this time. Yeah, nothing on my teeth. I learned my lesson. So this time I decided to get fried rice. I don't know why. I kind of feel like bad that I got fried rice because fried rice is so cheap if you think about it. It's just rice, mixed vegetables, which is peas and carrots. You can buy that frozen in the supermarket for like less than $5. It will taste as it does from the restaurant. And then they just added an egg and some chicken. So I don't know why I decided to get it. I feel a little regretful. It was $12 for the fried rice. I mean, it didn't taste bad, but fried rice isn't really always a specialty for some places. So basically I'm just paying them to make what I probably could make decently. It kind of turned into 2 meals because I didn't finish it, so I guess that's decent. I decided to get more sides this time because the sides were good. Today their kimchi was a little bit spicier than I would have liked. Last time it wasn't that spicy, but it changes every time. You know, it's not always going to be the exact same. Read more. Makes me happy when I get to make some progress on my book. Let's see. I will stop by bubble tea. Hopefully the line isn't too long. And then I will try to stop by the Chinese supermarket. Hopefully that place isn't too crowded either because I want to just buy some tea. And I don't think I can get tea anywhere else except the Chinese supermarket because I've been to the Korean ones and they don't have the brand that I like. So I have to go to the Chinese supermarket. I mean, I'm here. I might as well go. I hate lines. So if there's like a million Asian people there, it's gonna make me sad. Since I'm in Asian land, I might as well get my Asian stuff done. Okay, so I guess coming to the Chinese supermarket wasn't too bad. I found parking pretty close to the exit, which is nice. And this is what I came for. 10 ren jasmine tea. 100 tea bags, and I bought 2. Because I don't like coming back here. I don't want to have to come back here too often. So 200 tea bags should last me pretty long. And now I really don't have much else to do. So I will go home. Hola. Ni hao. I've been hanging around for maybe half an hour. Right when I got back from eating out, getting bubble tea and going to the Chinese supermarket, I felt like walking Raleigh for longer. The thing is, I just wished I lived in a better area. So I'm not saying that this area is crap. Definitely not saying that, but I think I just tend to have higher standards than people maybe. Or maybe what I would really like from my surroundings might just be more particular than other people. So the sidewalk situation where it's not consistent around the neighborhood, that definitely still nags the heck out of me, especially when I'm walking Raleigh daily. Also, I notice all the time that there's a lot of crap on the floor, on the street, when I'm walking her. So there might be like very small shards of glass potentially or maybe not even glass, there might be nails, just debris that could potentially be dangerous to walk on. So I always have to pay attention to that to make sure that I don't accidentally walk her onto some very not good stuff. And then I guess aside from that, the surroundings, there might be a fair amount of decent houses around here, but then like if you go down a street a little bit too far, there might start to be a few crappy houses. And I know that that will exist in certain neighborhoods from time to time. Like there's actually a house right down the street that kind of creeps me out when I walk by, because when you look in to the windows, there's curtains up, but the curtains look like very raggedy. They look super old, ripped and everything. So you see a couple of that in several of the windows. Then I saw a fuck ton of cats in the house. So it seems like a less than pleasant presentation, so you feel uneasy when you walk by. So there might be a couple houses like that from time to time around here. All I really want is presentable surroundings and sidewalks that I can consistently walk on with her, so I don't have to worry about there being stuff on the floor, because it's probably less likely for there to be debris and garbage on sidewalks compared to the streets where the cars are driving. But just a random thought that I had. It's also been mostly 60 still, so I haven't had much plans to go out with her lately. I do feel like it has probably been a while since I've taken her out somewhere. I haven't gone playing fetch with her in a while. I haven't gone hiking in quite a while, because going hiking when it's base 60 degrees is less than thrilling, because then I know it'll be cold and windy, and that means it'll probably be like 50 degrees wherever I go hiking. So maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. Morning, Sunday, and I feel pretty rested, although I'm sure I could have slept more. Yesterday I woke up at 5:30 for the games, so I was really tired yesterday morning, but today I think I'm feeling pretty rested. And I'm very eager, very eager to spend my entire day at home. So the first thing I did when I woke up, I walked Riley. I wanted to get that out of the way, because last night I got interrupted watching The English Patient to play some Dota, and that's fine and all. It's just I was really eager to watch the movie, so that's what I'm going to do first thing in the morning today. It's 11:30. I'm making my signature oatmeal, but once I'm done, I'm going to finish the movie. I forgot that it was nearly 3 hours long, but I forget so much about that movie, and I know that it's like epic. It feels epic to me, that movie. So I can't wait to finish it, because I really want to see what I forget. Like, there's so many things I don't remember about that movie. Freaking watch that movie, get that out of the way, and then I have the rest of the day to watch a new movie, one I haven't seen. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna pick yet. I have several. I will probably look through them once again. Delicious oatmeal. Honestly, oatmeal is not the same without my raspberries. When I just have it with the granola, I don't know if it's the color or like the tanginess of the raspberry that makes it so much better, but I do run out of raspberries pretty quickly. Maybe because I put a lot, and maybe because I make oatmeal pretty often. I think sometimes when I'm home and I'm hungry, this is like a pretty fast and easy thing to make, so I sometimes make it as a snack, and then I put like 6+ raspberries in there, and then I run out very quickly. So far, man, it's already halfway through the day. It's 4 o'clock, and let's see, what have I done? I watched The English Patient earlier. Couldn't really record right after the movie because it was disgusting. Well, it's natural, whatever happens when you cry, but just a lot of tears, nose running like crazy. I had to like excessively blow out my nose and wash my face after the movie, and then wait for my eyes to depuffify. I wrote about it a bit on my blog because there is that topic of the movie where, you know, the leads fall in love, but the woman is already married. Of course, for this kind of story, it's way deeper than that, but there's just certain factors I wanted to talk about. I played a couple games of Dota. They were a little more frustrating today because of teammates. And now I just ordered a Panera salad. Honestly, so this is kind of annoying, but I think last week when I went to eat Korean, I must have burned the shit out of my tongue because this entire week, the end of my tongue, I guess, has been feeling burned. And I didn't entirely realize it until like the latter half of the week, but it does suck when that happens because you get less flavor out of what you're eating, I guess. And then that feeling wherever I burned on my tongue feels more prominent. Like I get that feeling all the time. Yeah, I ordered a salad and a cookie. That's pretty much my signature Panera order. That will probably be here in 40 minutes or so. But I have a lot of determination to watch a lot of movies today. And when I say a lot, I mean like maybe 3 max. 4 if I watch nonstop, but I'll probably take breaks to like, I still need to exercise today. While I'm waiting for my Postmates, I was just going to read a little bit more because I want to fit in some reading today, especially if I'm home all day. So I'm going to do that. Next up, so I don't want to feel like I'm just like moving along between actors. I still love Edward Norton, even though I just saw Ralph Fiennes. Man, I know he pronounced his name in an interview once, but I think it's like Rafe Fiennes. His last name is spelled Fiennes. Him in The English Patient, he's so good. I used to love him. I guess I kind of forgot about him because he hasn't been in movies lately. He was so handsome in The English Patient. Man, like so dashing. But I downloaded a bunch of movies of his that I haven't seen also. Can't move on from Edward Norton that quickly, so I'm going to juggle it. I will watch The Score next, which has Edward Norton, Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando.
Rafe Fiennes.
Really? So that's what I thought. I knew I had heard it somewhere that it was Rafe, not Ralph, even though it's pronounced Ralph. So it's Rafe Fiennes. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that he did in the 90s that I think were supposedly pretty good. The English Patient is definitely the movie I know him the most from. He won an Oscar for Schindler's List, I believe. Or he was at least nominated. I'm not sure if he won. I would like to think he won because he was incredible in that one. There are several that I have seen him. I have seen him in plenty. It's just that I think most of these movies I watched like 5+ years ago, so I don't remember them very well. So I do think it would be a good time to watch them over. I don't know if I notice it or not, but I would like to think as we grow older, not to the point of being elderly, but I like to think that as we grow older, we remember things better. I would like to think that movies that I've seen within the last 3 years, I remember better, especially if I really liked it, just because it's kind of weird. I feel like you have to experience it, but I think between the age of like 21 and now, I'm 26, turning 27 this year, I just feel like a drastically different person than I was. So when it comes to that, I would also like to think that my taste in movies have drastically changed. I'm also able to recount specific details better. I'm also more likely to notice things in movies, details, small stuff that I think the average viewer doesn't tend to pay too much attention to the surroundings and backgrounds in a movie, but I like to try to pay attention to everything. I also like to try to pay attention to maybe the music that's being played during certain scenes. Music does tend to invoke specific emotions, so if it adds on to a lot that's going on, then that is always something that music definitely was not something that I paid attention to much in the very beginning when I first started watching, not at all. I think the very first time I looked up a soundtrack was for Coraline, and I don't really know why specifically for that movie, because the soundtrack for Coraline was actually kind of like random. I think a lot of it was gibberish. I'm not certain, but I just remember the composer was Alexander Desplat, who also did The Painted Veil. And then from there, I kind of learned a few of the composers' names. Hans Zimmer is very famous for always working with Christopher Nolan. Something I made an adjustment to for my recommended movies is I was putting any movie that I liked on there, but I think I want to focus it more on movies that I really liked. Like really, really liked. So I don't want to just put some average movie that I liked. I want to put movies that I felt very strongly and deeply for. So with this rewatch of The English Patient, I am for sure in love with that movie. It's nearly 3 hours long. That kind of demonstrates to you that they did not rush things. Everything was really developed and drawn out. Time to read more Poirot. I actually also will plan on watching Murder on the Orient Express, the 1974 version, sometime this week for sure. I'm really interested to see this adaptation because, like I mentioned, the 2017 version by Kenneth Branagh, not positive I'm saying his name right either, but that one, I honestly think he was very well cast as Poirot, because for some reason, I like his face with the mustache and his accent and the manner he portrayed him. I liked it, but the rest of the movie felt boring. And I was just trying to think about how when you're reading a book, you read slower than you watch a scene, right? So kind of like putting it on the big screen is maybe not as easy as it seems to keep a book to keep a murder mystery in suspense while you have scenes like in these books where he's like questioning people, he's like looking for clues. Stuff like that might come across better on paper than if you watch it on the big screen, because it might look boring if you're watching it, and also scenes pass by really quickly. Like one chapter in a book probably lasts like a couple minutes at most on the screen, so you really have to figure out a way to make it even more suspenseful or something. Casting definitely has to be right also, so I think that was another mistake he made. He cast like pretty much every single famous figure there is, and that is very distracting for me. Just that movie didn't feel magical. And these books have been very, very entertaining, so I want to watch an adaptation that does it justice. But okay, I've been talking to the camera for like 10 minutes. That's like 10 minutes of reading that I missed out on, so I will check back in later. Hey baby puppers. Well, hi there. I feel like definitely been slacking off on recording. But anyways, here I have some salmon, potatoes, and cabbage. I actually haven't cooked with cabbage in a while, and it's so simple but tastes so good with just oil and salt, so I will be enjoying this. So I noticed right when I got home earlier that my bike dashboard was flashing oil, and I was like, no, not this soon. So I checked my manual, and it says that the oil indicator will flash at 600 miles, the initial 600 miles, and then every 3,000 miles after that. So I have to get my oil changed, and I'm contemplating whether to do it myself or to take it to the dealer that I bought it from. Because if I take it to the dealer, it's free. My only complaint is that I don't really like that area. It seems like don't know. A little bit busier than I would like. I haven't ridden in any like really crowded area or more city-esque streets. Around here, it's like slightly different feel, and I've just been riding to work, so that's not as crowded as these kinds of places. So the idea of riding to that location isn't thrilling for me. I could do it myself. I've done it myself with my father. Why did I say father? I say dad. I've done it myself with my dad every single year when I owned it in New Jersey. And honestly, it's really not so bad. I would just have to buy some oil. I would have to buy some replacement parts like washers, or there's just things in there you kind of have to replace every time. So I would have to buy those specific to my bike. But with these motorcycle websites now, it's really not so bad. They have everything kind of sorted depending on your model and stuff. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not sure. But yes, the idea of doing it myself is appealing, but I'm sure it would be a little bit more time consuming than if I just went to the dealer and got it done for free. Plus, I won't have to pay for anything. That's the thing. So if I were to go there to get it done, I wonder if going during lunch would be any better than if I went any other time. Honestly, though, I do think it's probably not going to be that bad to ride there. I'm just kind of, whenever I think of places that tend to be busier than I would like, I do tend to envision it as something much worse. Like imagining that if I ride there, it's going to be a nightmare. Like I'm gonna have to be zigzagging, avoiding dangers left, right, and center, but it's not going to be like that. So might not be so bad. Pops, it is time for us to go. Well, for me to go, actually. I gotta go back to work. Yes. Ugh. Trying to hold it open with my foot. Oh, losing my balance. Great. Good girl. Oh. And now, I always reach in after to take off her collar. She's usually pretty good about lowering her head first. Ah, there we go. There we go. Aw, puppers. Good. Good girl. All right. You dream of good things while I'm hard at work. Okay, so here we have the big knuckle given to Riley. The thing on the floor is actually something that was on the window in my third room, the workout room. And I just decided to take it off the window because, I don't know, I don't need this weird translucent thing hanging on the window, or stuck to the window, I should say. But I threw out the other towel that she chewed on twice because there's just so much remnant stuff that I didn't really feel like go through with cleaning it, because I feel like you have to get the meat stuff off of it first before you put it in the wash, because you don't want to just throw it in there with the meat stuff on it, all that raw oiliness on it. That would be kind of gross. Put in the dryer or the washer. So I will have to kind of monitor her to make sure that she keeps it on the surface. I don't really think she should have too much issue. I mean, she's kind of pushing it around a bit. Wow, yeah, go ahead. She always needs the approval. All right, so it is Monday night, and I just kind of really quickly wanted to close out this vlog with some adorable pictures of Shane's upcoming Husky puppy. Let's see, he's going to pick him, not her, him up in like 2.5 weeks. The breeder that he chose is the same breeder that I used for Riley, but different parents. So I think he's pretty lucky that he got a male, because he didn't have any idea what he wanted to name the dog if it was a female, so he got lucky with it being a male. I think he actually looks super beautiful. He has a different mask than Riley for sure. He has he has color pretty much all the way around his eyes, but it's nice because for now it seems like it's very light. Hopefully it doesn't darken too much, but based on the way the puppy seems like right now, I guess, I think it's also good that his face isn't too long. Like sometimes when the snout of a dog is too long, I don't really like the way it looks. Some Huskies tend to have that, but Riley luckily has more of like a triangle heart face. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but yeah, Husky puppy soon. How exciting is that? It'll be so cool to see him go through everything that I did, and maybe Riley will have a little companion. So I will definitely do more updates on this puppy as the time gets closer. And yeah, I guess that's really about it. I don't really have anything too exciting. There is a Dota Major that is starting in China on Friday, so I'm very excited for that. And I might consider taking PTO maybe one day for that, depending on how the matches line up. That is all that is going on for me for now. So I hope everyone had a really great weekend. I really enjoyed my day home yesterday. I watched 3 movies yesterday. I feel so accomplished. I watched The Score, I watched The English Patient, and I watched Rebecca from 1940. So today, I don't know, I'll pick something that I kind of feel like watching. Maybe I can get 2 done today.